Hari Om. We'll chant the Shanti mantra. Om Bhadran Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaah Bhadram Pashyem Makshabhiryajatraah Sthirairangaih Stuštuvagam Sastanubhih Vishema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedah Swasti nastaksho Arishtanemihi Swasti no Brihaspatir Dadhatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We shall chant the 10th mantra. Athotarena tapasa brahmacharyena shraddhaya vidyaya atmanam anvishya adityam abhijayante etad vai prananam ayatanam etadamrutam abhayam etat parayanam etasman punaravartante ittesha nirodhah tadesha shlokah. So the 6 disciples, they stayed for a year and following the Shraddha, Tapas, Brahmacharya. And after a year, Kabandhi Katyayana, he approached the teacher and he asked, Ki kuto hava ima praja prajayanta iti, from where all these beings have come? Kutaha, from where have they come? So the teacher says that there is this Prajapati, Hiranyagarbha, desirous of creating the world. And first he creates from himself the Rai and Prana, matter and life, you can say, Prana. And everything is this combination of Rai and Prana. So that Rai and Prana itself is, Prana is Aditya, the sun, and Rai is the moon. And all the beings are enlivened by this Prana alone. So that Prajapati himself is everything. And he is also the time. So Prajapati is indicated as the year, and the Dakshinayan is Rai, and Uttarayan is Prana. See, the scriptures talk about that one supreme reality, Brahma. Brahma alone is Ishvara. Ishvara and Brahma, no difference. Sarvajna, Sarvashaktiman. And from Ishvara, first Hiranyagarbha manifest, and then the gross physical world in which he exists. It's called Vaishvanara. So this world is not different from Vaishvanara. Vaishvanara is not different from Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is not different from Ishvara. Ishvara is not different from that Brahma. So this world in which all of us are living, we perform various types of actions according to our desires, and then we get the results accordingly. If we perform the actions as said in the Vedas, we follow the path of the moon, the path of Rai, and we attain that Swarga and those lokas, and then again we come back. So that is the Dakshinayan, which is also path of that Hiranyagarbha only. One is his path of the moon and path of the sun. So now the path of the sun, the Uttarayan, is being said in this 10th verse. Ki atha uttarena tapasa, and who goes on this path? Those who don't have any desire for pleasures, those who are interested in that supreme Brahma, Atmanam Anvishya, those who contemplate and try to understand that supreme self, that Brahma, and in order to purify the mind, they also do upasana of Hiranyagarbha, who is also called Apara Brahma. Apara is Sanskrit word. In English, Apara means something else, but in Sanskrit, Apara means lower. Apara Brahma. So, those who do this tapas means meditate on that Hiranyagarbha and live a life of brahmacharya, brahmacharyena, shraddhaya, with full faith, vidyaya, with proper knowledge. This is upasana. For karma and for upasana also knowledge is required. In the world also, when we perform action, we first know what type of action we have to perform, and then we perform those actions. And depending on the type of the way we perform the action, the quality of action, we get the result. Similarly, in the Vedas, when we gain the knowledge, proper understanding of karma, and perform those actions, we get the results. So in order to perform action also, knowledge of the Vedas are required. And in order to do upasana also, we require the knowledge. So here, after gaining the right understanding of that Hiranyagarbha, Vidyaya Atmanam Anvishya, desirous to gain that supreme, they meditate, and Adityam Abhijayante, and when they depart from this world, when such seekers, when they give up the body, they follow the path of Uttarayana and attain that what we call Brahmalok, the world of Hiranyagarbha. So Adityam Abhijayante, the world of the sun or world of Hiranyagarbha, Etadvai Prananam Ayatanam, which is the very abode of this prana, that world which is the abode of prana. See, from Hiranyagarbha, both this Rai and prana is born, but this prana is the superior. And Rai, in fact, prana is the eater of this Rai. Prana eats the Rai. When in our body also, the Pancha Pranas are there. When we eat the food, who eats the food? The Pranas eat the food. Atma doesn't eat. Body, mind, intellect doesn't eat. Pranas, they eat. So the pranas are the eater, and Rahi is the food. So this, the abode of this prana, so that Hiranyagarbha is sometimes also called prana or Sutratma, one who exists like a sutra everywhere, in everyone, who is the prana in everyone, in everything, a very subtle force and energy. So etad vai prananam ayatanam, etad amrutam, and this Brahmalok is amrutam, is immortal. Those who reach Brahmalok, then they are not born again in this samsara. Then it is said that in that loka, they gain the knowledge of that Supreme from Hiranyagarbha himself, and they attain moksha. These are all in the scriptures. So in the Brahmalok, one gains that knowledge directly from Brahmaji. And it is, the knowledge becomes very clear there, crystal clear understanding. And one gains that state of liberation. So prananam ayatanam etad amrutam abhayam etad. This is also a place where there is no fear. Because after reaching this Brahmalok, one experiences that oneness. And where there is experience of oneness, there is no fear. Fear is always in Dvaita, where there is a feeling that I am different and somebody else is different, world is different, Ishvara is different. Where there is difference, there is fear. But where there is an experience of oneness, there is no fear. So this is the world where there is no fear, therefore it's called Abhayam. Abhayam. Etat Parayanam. This is the ultimate abode of all the beings. Ultimate, last. After this, they attain moksha. So it's a final destination. Before attaining moksha, one can attain moksha here and now, but in case one does upasana and reaches this Brahmalok, then from Brahmalok one attains that moksha. So it is the ultimate abode of all beings. So prananam ayatanam etad amrutam abhayam etad parayanam etasmad na punaravartante. Once one reaches this Brahmalok, there is no coming back. There is no coming back into this world. We come back into this world if we have some desires left. We want to be in this world to do something, to gain something, to go somewhere. Where there is a desire, we are born again. But when one reaches through knowledge and through upasana, one reaches this Brahmalok, no worldly desires remain in the heart of such a jiva. So there is no coming back. If one goes to Swarga or goes to Naraka, then there is coming back. Swarga, it is said, Kshine Punya Martyalokam Vishanti. After the Punya is over, again we come back into this world. Similarly, when the Papa is over, again we come back into this world when one goes to Naraka. But Brahmalok, there is no coming back. Na punaravartante. Iti esha nirodhaha. Therefore it is all the actions, everything stops there. All the samsara comes to an end in that Brahmalok. So tadaisha shlokaha. There is a shloka regarding this. The Rishi quotes one shloka, some mantra from other portion of the Vedas. So the two paths are also, by the way, shown. The path of Dakshinayan and path of Uttarayan. Now the shloka is quoted. We will chant the shloka. Panchapadam Pitaram Dvadashakritim Diva Ahuhu Pare Ardhe Purishinam Athe me Anya Upare Vichakshanam Saptachakre Shadara Ahuhu Arpitamiti. So there is this description or of that prana. Prana is indicated in this shloka. We have seen that prana is Aditya also. The sun is also, the prana is also called the sun, or the sun is called the prana. So, Panchapadam Pitaram is the Pitara, is the father of all. This Hiranyagarbha or prana is the father of all of us. From there only all of us are born, from Hiranyagarbha alone. Therefore he is called Pitara, the father, great-great-grandfather. Pitara. Panchapadam, he has got 5 feet. Acha, how does he walk? Panchapadam. This Panchapada is the 5 seasons. There are 6 seasons, but 2 are joined together. Shishira and Vasanta, Hemant and Vasanta. No, sorry, Hemant and Shishira. Shishira means winter. Hemant is before or after winter, autumn. They are joined together. Other seasons are also different in different places. In Delhi we have 6 seasons. Hot, hotter, hottest. Cold, colder, coldest. So, there are these 6 seasons, but here 5 are mentioned. So 5, as though these seasons are like feet. All these seasons are possible because of the sun. So the sun represents Hiranyagarbha. The sun which we see represents prana. Therefore, in our Gayatri mantra also, we are worshipping, or it's a prayer to Hiranyagarbha only. That's Savita Devata, Hiranyagarbha, to illumine my intellect with knowledge. So the seasons on earth is possible because of the sun. If the sun was not there, no season. So the movement of the earth around the sun gives rise to these various seasons. So it is as though the sun walks in these seasons. These are the feet of that sun. So 5 feet. Then Dvadashakritim, having 12 forms. 12 forms are the 12 months. The 12 months are like the 12 forms. He is called the Diva Ahuhu. The sages, they describe him in this way. And Pare Arthe Purishanam, he has got a seat up above the world, higher than our atmosphere, up above. Diva Ahu Pare Ardhe Purishanam. So he is seated in a place higher than the atmosphere. That is how he is described. He is also described in other shlokas, or some other rishis, they describe him. Atha ime anya upare vichakshanam sapta chakre. They describe him as vichakshanam, all wise, intelligent. See, this prana, what we experience in our own body as that life force, is not only that force which activates all the actions, which makes all actions possible, biological as well as physical action possible. Plus, this prana is also intelligence. It contains in it great intelligence. So it is not a jada, inert, what to call prana, but it is intelligent. So, therefore, it is called Vichakshanam. And we find this intelligence expressed in each and every life form. Otherwise, everything is matter. But what gives intelligence to this matter? This prana. So even science, they try to find out what exactly is life. It's very difficult. Because all that we see is matter. The finest thing they can see is what DNA, RNA or something they can see. But that is also matter. They produce some protein, this, that and all. But that is also matter. But what gives intelligence to this matter? How it started? Because without intelligence, matter cannot function. And every little life form also is, whatever matter it is there, it is guided by intelligence. So science has not comprehended how it all began. How life began is very difficult question to answer by the science. So this prana has intelligence in it, and it activates, or it is that which makes all action possible. So it is Vichakshanam, wise. Sapta Chakre, having 7 horses or 7 wheels, 7 wheels or 7 horses with Shadara, with 6 spokes. This wheel are there with 6 spokes. So the 7 horses are also the 7 colors which we see when we split the light of the sun. The violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So this Sapta and this Shadara, 6 spokes are again the 6 seasons. Here all 6 are taken. So Shadara ahuhu arpitam iti. So the whole world is as though depends on this prana. Everything depends on this prana. See, now the whole understanding of this prana from the cosmic level is being explained to us, how it came from Ishvara, Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha itself expresses as prana and rai, and then everything. Then slowly we'll explain in this Upanishad as we go along, the prana and rai as experience in our own, this body, everything will be explained, and finally in the last chapter, the supreme reality will be pointed out. So I'm just telling you in advance now. So it's the most fascinating the way the Rishi develops the whole subject. Though 6 different disciples had come and they asked 6 different questions, but it is logically it gets developed. So first here about this prana and rai. So this prana is being indicated in this shloka. Now the teacher continues. So he had said that prana itself expresses as time, as samvats, that Prajapati, Hiranyagarbha, is like the year, and prana and rai are the Dakshinayana and Uttarayana. Similarly now, the year contains these months. So here in the next mantra, the Prajapati is indicated as a month, and the 2 pakshas are like prana and rai. Let us chant 12th mantra. Maso vai prajapatihi tasya krishna paksha eva raihi shukla pranaha tasmad ete rishayah shukla ishtam kurvanti Itarasmin. So prana or the Prajapati, that is Hiranyagarbha, is present in everything, in all that is there in this world, and is present as prana and rai. So he is present in objects, he is present in space, he is present in time, he is present in a year, he is present in a month. And in a month, the month is Prajapati, and the two Paksha, the two fortnights, they are called the Krishna Paksha and Shukla Paksha. The dark fortnight and the bright fortnight. From the new moon to the full moon, it is bright fortnight. And from full moon to new moon or no moon, it is dark fortnight. So Krishna Paksha and Shukla Paksha. So Krishna Paksha is Rai. Krishna Paksha eva Raihi is indicated as Rai. And Shukla Pranaha. And Shukla Paksha is Pranaha. Tasmad ete rishayaha. Therefore those rishis and seekers, they worship, they do special worship and do special karmas on Shukla Paksha. Because the prana, Rai is matter, or takes us more and more towards matter. Prana takes us more towards life. So, even in a month, the Shukla Paksha is like more favoring the prana, and Krishna Paksha favors Rai. So the rishis, they perform special yajnas. Tasmad ete rishaya Shukla ishtam kurvanti. They perform their yajnas in Shukla Paksha. And others, those who are not so bright or those who have other desires, they perform in Krishna Paksha. Itarasmin. So the time also plays very important. See, there are in our Vedas, different types of karmas are mentioned. There are some karmas which one can do to fulfill some of our desires. So in order to perform those karmas, the time, the place, the samugri, the one who is performing his qualification, and all this, and samarthya, all this plays an important role. And when with all, taking all this into account, when one performs the karma, the appropriate result is obtained. So Shukla ishtam kurvanti itarasmin. So rishis, they perform karma in Shukla Paksha and others in Krishna Paksha. So Hiranyagarbha is coming closer and closer to us. So he has come in the year, now month. Now even one day is Hiranyagarbha only, the Prajapati. So next mantra he says, Ahoratro vai Prajapatihi Tasya ahareva pranaha Ratrireva raihi Pranam va ete praskandante E divaratya sanyujjante Brahmacharyameva tad yad ratro ratya sanyujjante. Ahoratra means full day, day and night. Ahaha means day, ratra means night. Ahoratra means day night, 24 hours. Ahoratro vai Prajapatihi. So the Prajapati is to be understood as the day, complete day, 24 hours. And in that, since Prajapati is expresses as prana and rai. So, asya ahareva pranaha, tasya ahareva pranaha. He is the daytime is prana. And ratrireva raihi, and night is rai. And here some guidance is given to the householders. The scripture says that pranam va ete praskandante ye divaratyam sanyujjante. That husband and wife who embrace each other in what you call sexually embrace each other during the daytime, they waste their prana energy. Prana gets wasted. Prana gets wasted if that is done in the daytime. But a householder, the right days, season or time, at night, if they come together, brahmacharyam eva tad yad ratrau ratya sanyujyate. Those who come together at night. So this is, by the way, the scripture is giving some guidance to the householder. So the day and night is Prajapati. So daytime is Prana and night time is Rai. The question was asked that how all this Praja were born. So slowly and steadily the teacher is coming to the birth of individuals. So we'll see next mantra. Annam vai prajapatihi tato havai tat retah tasmadima praja prajayanta iti. Annam vai prajapatihi. Now he says that even anna, the food which we eat, is also Prajapati. Is also that Prajapati is not different from Ishvara. Ishvara is not different from Brahma. So the food is in front of us is Brahma itself. Bhagwan himself is there in front of us as food. So annam brahmeti vijanat. Anna is Brahma only. So annam vai prajapatihi. So that food which we eat is Prajapati. And tato havai yad retah. And from that Prajapati, from this food only, the seed, the semen is formed in the body of man. The blood and all the body and finally the semen is formed in the body. And then when the husband and wife come together, so tasmad ima praja prajayante iti, then the child is born. So the child who is born is also that Prajapati only. Finally. So each one of us, we are the amsha of that Prajapati only. In us we have this prana and rai. The body which is made up of matter is prana, the rai. And the prana, the life force which activates this body is that prana. And together they make this body function. Together they make the body function. The pure self, the Shuddha Atma, it doesn't have to do anything. Together this body functions. Slowly we will come to understand the depth and the beautiful message and knowledge which is given here. So prajayanta iti. So all beings are born in this way, and here is talking about humans. So we are made up of the same material which is created by Prajapati. He himself has become Prana and Rai, and we are the Prana and Rai. So the Prana is the eater, and the Rai and whatever food we eat is that food. So by constantly eating, the Prana functions and maintains this body. So prajayanta iti. So we move further. You remember the whole sequence and everything, huh? So this whole Upanishad is like a jigsaw puzzle, and this mantra is like those one pieces. Ne? Sometimes individual piece, when you see, you can't make a head or tail of it. But as they fit together, you can see the beautiful picture which gets formed. Further, tat ye havai tat prajapati vratam charanti te mithunam utpadayante tesham eva esha ब्रह्मलोकः येषां तपो ब्रह्मचर्यं येषु सत्यं प्रतिष्ठितं. So it is said that those who follow this Prajapati Vrata, those who understand this and keep that understanding of that Prajapati in their mind and follow the proper dharma, such people, such couple who follow the Prajapati Vrata to unite at proper time with proper attitude, tad ye havai tat prajapati vratam charanti te mithunam utpadayante. They also give birth to mithunam. Mithunam means a girl and a boy. Need not be at the same time, but a girl and a boy. Mithunam. So mithunam utpadayante. And those who follow this sincerely, this is indicating the grahastha dharma. Therefore the Rishi says that those who follow this grahastha dharma properly, ki tesham eva esha brahmalokaha. So they acquire punya and they go to brahmalok. Now here brahmalok is not that supreme brahmalok, but this, what is indicated here, is Swargalok. By the path of the Rai, Dakshinayan, they reach the world of the moon, which is also, since Rai is Brahmaji, the Hiranyagarbha, that is also called Brahmalok. In the next verse, it will be said that pure Brahmalok, that is the other one. So tesham eva esha brahmalokaha esham tapo brahmacharyam eshu satyam. Those who follow the path of tapas, concentration, and they meditate and follow the path of brahmacharya, proper rules, proper conduct, and eshu satyam, those who follow the values of satya, truthfulness in their life, for them they get established in this Brahmalok. They gain this abidance in that Brahmalok, means Swarga Prapti. But after the Punya is over, then again they come back. So this first chapter, no doubt it gives you the entire picture of this world. It also gives the picture indirectly of what is the result of karma and what is the result of upasana, and also shows the limitation of the result of karma and upasana, so that we gain vairagya and we get motivated to gain knowledge of the Supreme. So it is also meant to create vairagya, because without this vairagya, we will not be able to comprehend and appreciate the Brahma Vidya, which will be given further. So, Esham tapo brahmacharyam eshu satyam pratishtitam. So, those who follow this Prajapati Vrata, they gain punya, they also have this girl and a boy born, and then they go to Svargalok. But those who don't have this desire, those who have vairagya and those who meditate on that Prajapati or Hiranyagarbha, they gain that pure Brahmalok, the world of the Aditya, the world which is gained when one follows the path of Uttarayan. So let us chant the 16th mantra. Tesham asau virajo Brahmaloko na eshu jimham anritam na maya cheti. Tesham asau virajo brahmalokaha. For them is that pure brahmalok, virajaha, free from all raja, free from all impurities. They gain that pure brahmalok who follow the path of goodness, those who don't have desire, those who follow in their life there is no deceit, anritam, there is no falsehood, na maya, no all cheating and all. Means those who follow the path of righteousness, truthfulness, honesty, and meditate on that Brahma, Apara Brahma, Hiranyagarbha, they attain the loka of Brahma, Brahmalok. So thus ends this first chapter, and the first question is answered. So you got one jigsaw piece with you now. Okay. Now let us go to the second one. And as you go second, third, the whole picture will start becoming more and more clear. So the second question. Atha hainam bhargavo vaidarbhihi papracha bhagavan katteva devaha praja vidharayante katara etat prakashayante ka punaresham varishta iti. Now other disciple approaches the teacher, Bhargava, Vaidarbhihi, from Vidarbha Desh. This Bhargava, he also stayed in the ashram for a year and contemplated on his own question also, and followed the proper path of brahmacharya, tapa, shraddha. So he approached the teacher and asked him this question, Papracha, Ki Bhagavan, O my dear Lord, Bhagwan, Ki Katteva Devaha Praja Vidharayante, that this Praja, this body, human body, is finally which is born after all this creation. The child is born, so finally I am born. So this body, Katteva Devaha Vidharayante, how many devatas hold this body together? how many devatas they support this body. Kati eva devaha praja vidharayanti. So this body which we have is, as I said, is made up of this Rai and Prana, matter and this life. But this matter is not only gross but subtle matter. It is made up of that were many parts. All this in what we call all the factors of Prakriti, the Pancha Mahabhut, the Tanmatras, the Jnanendriyas, the Karmendriyas, the Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. So many things are there. And these pranas are there. They also split into 5. So Pancha Pranas are there. And these factors. So many factors come together to make this body. It is not one, but it becomes a one unit, but it is not one. It is made up of parts. Many parts come together to form this human organism. Also other beings. So it's the most fascinating that how all this come together. See what is said here as Rai and Prana, which is the expression of Hiranyagarbha. It's also like expression of that Ishvara only. So these are like these two Shaktis or two Prakritis of Ishvara. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan calls it the Apara and the Para Prakriti. The Rai is indicated as Apara Prakriti. Though Ashtadha, only 8 are mentioned. Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu Kham Mano Buddhi Revacha Ahankariti Yamme Bhinna Prakriti Rashtadha. And Apareyas Itastvanyam Viddhi Prakriti Me Param Jiva Bhutam Mahabhaho Yayedam Dharyate Jagata. So that Jiva Bhutam Prakriti, that because of which that Jiva, that Prakriti matter becomes alive. That is this Prana, Para Prakriti, Prana, which makes the matter alive. So it's very fascinating. This, but both are Bhagavan's Prakriti, Para and Apara Prakriti. So this Apara Prakriti is made alive, is animated, you can say. And the Prana are the one which holds this Apara Prakriti together. All the matter is put together and held together by this Prana. Even our body is held together because of this Prana Shakti which is there. If the Prana leaves, the body disintegrates. Unless you embalm and make it a mummy. Why they call it mummy, I don't know. They can as well call it daddy also. Anyway, so, but the body gets disintegrated. Pranas, they hold the body together. It's so fascinating. And prana we don't even see. It is not the air which we breathe. It is because of the prana we can pull in the air. Oxygen itself is not prana. Otherwise, a person dead, we can pump in some oxygen and he can come alive. Oxygen is not prana. If there is no oxygen, some other air, it will pull in that air. Prana is something which is very subtle. It cannot be comprehended by any of our physical equipments. We see the expression of this prana. When the science is talking about life, what they talk is expression of life. The movement in matter which they observe, and they call it life. What they are observing is matter, Rai. They are not seeing prana. They are seeing Rai. And the beautiful way the Rai functions, multiplies and does this little cell, they're quite fascinating. They just, one cell breaks into two, and both of them are equal in all respect. It's so fascinating. They duplicate. Then again they multiply. Many people say that my child is weak in mathematics, but if you ask those cells in his body, they can multiply like anything. Multiply, divide, whatever you can say. So, this pranas are the one which holds not only this body but holds the entire world together. Yayedam dharyate jagat. गीता भगवान से पूरे जगत को धारण करता है, करती है मेरी परा प्रकृति. सो अतः so this is very fascinating. So the question is, Bhagavan katteva devaha. So all these various factors which are there, this matter, rai, which is enlivened by the pranas, when they get enlivened by the pranas, they are also called devatas. So the question is, how many devatas hold this body together? कितनी, जैसे हमारी what you call government भी होती है, parliament and all those things. We ask how many of them are there who hold the parliament together, or they break it. How many parties are there and what is there? Like that, how many devatas hold this body together? And just imagine if those devatas have a fight, then we will have problem only. So, katteva deva praja vidharayanti, katara etat prakashayante. And which devatas illumine or make this body active or activate the different aspects of this body. Prakashayante kataraha. And out of all these devatas, kaha punaha esham varishta iti. Who is the supreme devata? So many devatas so all the devatas which we talk about are there in the body itself. We will see. Because all that is there in the world, the rai and prana, उसी में तो देवता है. वो देवता सब हमारे शरीर में बैठे हुए हैं. You don't have to go here and there to have the darshan of these devatas. They are in the body only. So how many devatas are there? How do they enliven this body? And which devata is the superior? Kaha punaha esham varishta iti. You understood the question? We go ahead. So the answer now. Tasmai sahovacha akashah hava esha devah vayuragnirapah prithvi vangmanaschakshuh shrotrancha te prakashya abhivadanti vayam etad banam avashtabhya vidharayamaha. See, this is the beautiful description of our body, our this outer personality. And most ancient, and this knowledge has come from Ishvara himself, who has created this world and created all of us. He is giving us this information about ourselves. Ki tasmai saho vacha, to that disciple, the teacher replied. First he tells who are the devatas. He says akashaha. First is akash is there, space. So space devata is there in our body, because of which we see the size and all of the body. So akashaha hava esha devaha. Then vayuhu, vayu devata. Agnihi, fire is also there within the body. There's that manifested fire is there and unmanifest fire is also there. Sukshma. Fire is there. Body is like a fuel only. Yeah, sometimes it catches fire. So fire is there. Then apaha, water. Lot of water is there in our body. If it gets dehydrated totally, if it is dehydrated, it can contain in a small container also. When a person dies and we burn all the water elements, everything goes away, थोड़ा सा रह जाता है. ये कौन है? दादाजी. So पूरा पानी निकल गया उनका, अन्य चीज भी निकल गई, आकाश भी निकल गया, पानी भी निकल गया, वायु भी निकल गया, जीवित थे तो सब था. So Akash, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, water. Then Prithvi, the matter, the gross physical matter, is the Prithvi Tattva. Prithvi Devta is also there in this body. Then Vang, speech. Speech represents all the organs of action. So Karmendriyas, the Pancha Karmendriyas and their devatas, they are there in this body. Then Manaha. Mana means Mana Buddhi Chitta Ahankar. The Antakaran Chatushtaya and their devatas, they are also there in the body. So Chandrama is the devata of the Mana and all those things. So Mana. Then Chakshuhu and Shrotram, the eyes, Chakshu and the ear, means they represent the organs of perception. So, and their devatas. They themselves are like the devatas. So, these are the devatas which are there in the body. Akashaha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, Vang, Mana, Chakshu, Shrotram, Te Prakasha, Abhivadanti. All these devatas, one day they had just a meeting sort of. All these devatas. And each one of them started expressing their own glory. They started saying that because of, and they said, Abhivadanti, Vayam etad banam avashtabhya vidarayamaha. That I alone maintain this body. I am the one, Mukhya Devata, who maintain this body. So Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi, Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Hankar, Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, all of them, they had a big fight. You think there's fight only in the parliament? In your own, this big fight was there. And everyone was claiming that because of him or only the body is functioning. So Akash said that if I am not there, आपको जगह ही नहीं मिलेगी. What can you do? Vayu said what? आपके हवा पानी बंद कर दूंगा मैं. Vayu and Pani came together, they formed one party. So then the Prithvi said, material to मेरे से ही मिलता है सब. If I am not there, what can you do? Then the Vani said that all of you are there, but if Karmendriyas are not there, if that Shakti is not there to act and all, Vani is not there and hands, legs, that Karma Shakti is not there, what is the use of all you? You will not function. It is just the body is there, but there is no activity. Then Chakshu and all, they said that because of us only the activities and the body is possible, seeing, hearing, tasting, touching. Then mind and the Mana Buddhi Chitta Ahankar, they also said that we are the one who hold the show. Everything is possible because of us. So all of them, they had a big quarrel. Because they themselves did not know, because they could see each other and they could understand each other's, what you call, strong point, weak point, this, that and all. And they आपस में झगड़ा करने लगे. In a story form it is conveyed. So when this was happening, something happened. They came to suddenly realize that there's something other than us also here. कि कभी कभी ना अलग पता नहीं चलता है कोई है, लेकिन अचानक पता चल जाता है. So what happened? तान वरिष्ठ प्राण उवाच मा मोहम आपद्यथ अहम एव एतत् पंचधा आत्मनं प्रविभज्य एतद् बाणम् अवष्टभ्य विधारयामिति. When they were all quarreling among themselves, then tan varishtha prana. Prana was there all the time. Prana was there. And he was listening to all that, is because that live telecast was going on. So prana was there. And he saw this, all these indriyas and mana, buddhi and all these devatas, panchamahabhut and all are quarreling among themselves and saying that because of me only everything is happening. So prana told them, कि देखो बाबा, Ma moham apadyatha. See, even in our government, same thing happens. Everyone feels they are the boss, but sometimes the boss may be somewhere else only. No comparison, huh? So, don't start imagining now. But ma moham apadyatha. So, prana said to them that please don't get deluded. Please don't have this misunderstanding. Don't have this delusion. Okay, I am, because of me only everything is happening, because of me. He says, don't come under this delusion. Please. He says, कि अहम एव एतत् पंचधा आत्मानं प्रविभज्य एतद् बाणम अवष्टभ्य vidharayamiti. It is I dividing myself into fivefold. Panchadha atmanam pravibhajya, dividing myself into five. It is I who hold this body and everything together. So please don't have any misunderstanding and delusion and quarrel and all. So jara shanta baith jao. See, it's the most fascinating. The way our body and the way the world is being made by Ishvara is most amazing. So our body, which is made up of this, all this matter, and this prana is there, life. Life is there. Every one of us, we know we are alive. But exactly where is that life, we can't point out. Everywhere. Every part of our body, that life is there. It is there in our mind, in our chitta, in our ahankar, in our buddhi, in the jnanendriyas, karmendriyas, panchamahabhut, everywhere. These pranas are there. So he says that dividing myself into five, prana, apan, vyan, udan, saman, this is pancha pranas. I hold this body together. I support this body and keep it going. I hold this body together. See, this prana, which is because of which we can breathe in, we can take in. In the body, we breathe in. But even in our senses, the power to take in, to grasp, See, sometimes a person is asleep or what you call weak or weak and all. Eyes are open, but we can't grasp it. अंदर खींचा नहीं जाता है. Or you are sitting here to listen. Sometimes the पकड़ में नहीं आता है. खींच के हम अंदर नहीं ले सकते हैं. उसको भी शक्ति चाहिए. That is called prana, to pull in things. Even the senses, they also require this prana shakti to take in the thing. Sometimes you find some people, they are so full of energy and all, that grasp everything, take in everything. In pravachan also we can, as we give pravachan, we can understand actually. Some of you appear to be grasping everything. Some ठीक है, अब क्या है, जो अंदर जाता है ठीक है, ऊपर जाता है, क्या फर्क पैंदा सानू की. So that is a different story altogether. So prana of this pancha pranas, the first one is called prana. It has got the power to suck in, and apana is the power to throw things out. Even if I want to throw out things, or from our mind also I have to throw things out, that force is required. That also is given to me by the prana only. To throw, to catch and to throw, prana and apana is. Then this prana and apana also needs to be properly balanced. The prana and apana, the holding and throwing, picking and throwing, this force has to be balanced. If only one is there, then the whole balance will get lost. So that force which balances this both is called samana, which balances prana and apana. It's called samana. In our senses, body, everywhere, they balance it. Then there is this Vyana. Vyana is a circulatory force. So this force which is there, prana, apana, and which is well balanced, it is then circulated also within the body. That is the Vyana. Vyana, circulatory force. Even our food which is digested, it gets circulated. Food digested because of this samana and all, but gets circulated by the Vyana. Our thinking, our breathing, our all this, wherever circulation is required, that udana, what is that? Vyana. And that udana vayu is that which can take out all this vayu and come out of this body. It is ejecting. जैसे वो प्लेन में भी होता है, पायलट, they have some button ejecting. Therefore they don't allow passengers to go. बटन दबा दिया तो पायलट गायब. So some is there, this in fighter plane, this, that and all. So you play it and it gets ejected only out. Similarly, this Udana Vayu, when a person, even to die, we require energy. कई बार लोग कहते मरने की भी ताकत नहीं है. Because even to die is quite an activity. So that Udana Vayu help a person to die, Baba. Then that whole pranas collect all the important material from this body and takes the what you call the mana, buddhi, chitta, hankar वगैरह उनको साथ में लेके it escapes from this body. Only the pancha mahabhutas are left behind. बाकी जो subtler material है उसको लेके दूसरे शरीर में जाता है. उत्क्रामंतम In 15th chapter of Gita it is described. So this, just like we have this mobile, we open it and then remove the chip and then throw it and then use the chip into another. Similarly, the pranas, they collect all those important, the other organs and indriyas and all, and leave this body and eject. So that udana vayu, even for subtler thinking, meditation and all, that udana vayu is required. Even when we want to meditate and escape from this samsara, we require that force, that power of udana vayu only. So that is also there. So this pranas, which is one, but it divides itself into 5 in our human body, and dividing myself into 5, he says, I support this body and keep it going. So all of you don't have this delusion. The prana tells the other devatas that don't be deluded. But te ashraddhana babhuvuhu, but they did not believe him. क्या कुछ भी बोलती थी, कहाँ से आ गए प्राण, and he's saying without me nothing happens and this and that, because they don't understand the function of this prana. No? The indriyas, everyone seems to be functioning perfectly. There is no need for this any extra pranas and all. So they did not understand the importance of this prana. So they did not believe. So he says again, te ashraddhana babhuvuhu so abhimanad urdhvam utkramata iva tasmin utkramati अथेतरे सर्व एव उत्क्रामन्ते तस्मिन् च प्रतिष्ठमाने सर्वे एव प्रातिष्ठन्ते तद् यथा मक्षिका मधुकर राजानम् उत्क्रामन्तं सर्वा एव उत्क्रामन्ते तस्मिंश्च प्रतिष्ठमाने सर्वा एव प्रातिष्ठन्ते एवं वाङ्मनश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रञ्च ते प्रीता प्राणं स्तुवन्ति. When Prana told them that don't be deluded, it is I myself dividing into 5, support this body and make the body function. But they did not believe. They ashraddhana babhuvuhu. They had no faith in what he was saying. So ashraddhana, no belief, no trust, did not believe. So what the prana did, कि ऐसे वो समझने वाले नहीं, उनको थोड़ा प्रैक्टिकल डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन दिखाते हैं. So very interesting. So abhimanat, so the prana also got little annoyed with them. So he said, I will show you now. So with pride, confidence and pride, urdhvam utkramata iva, it as though went up, as though went out of this body. As though, iva, did not go totally, but थोड़ा सा उदान वायु को एग्जिट डोर खोल दिया बीच में. Like in flight and all, in the mid-air, suppose somebody opens and all, this big chaos will be there. And people do actually such chaotic thing also. So everyone will get frightened. So he just as though left this body. Tried to go. So urdhvam utkramata iva, as though leaving. And when he was leaving, others also followed. Tasmin utkramati ithetare sarva eva utkramante. Everyone as though also started leaving. Otherwise, everyone was seated comfortably, this, that. Just as the door gets open, things start flying out of the airplane. People who are sitting comfortably also start flying out. Similarly, when prana was leaving as though, everyone was as though connected to that prana, and forcefully they were about to be pulled out of this body. Yes. So, tasmin utkramati ithetare sarva eva utkramante. Hold on. Tasmincha pratishthamane sarve eva pratishtante. And if then he settles down. See, when we sneezing also, it is said that we are almost near death. All the function of the body, everything comes to a standstill for a fraction of a second. So this then prana came back and everyone got settled down. So tasmin pratishthamane sarve eva pratishtante. He gives a very beautiful example. Tad yatha makshika. Makshika here is that honeybee. Honeybees, Madhukara Rajanam Utkramantam. Madhukara Raja is the king or the queen bee. We call it queen bee. So there is this queen bee is there, and she doesn't go out. She remains there only. And all these madhumakkis, they go here, there in search of honey and they bring it and store it there. Okay? So this honey, that they built that beautiful honeycomb, and that queen is there inside somewhere, and she doesn't leave. सबको भेज देती, जाओ जाओ यहाँ जाओ वहाँ जाओ. And yesterday I said that the scout bees, they go, then they come and dance, and you should be alert looking. पूरा डांस देखना पड़ता है, even if you are not interested in dance and all. So you have to see that dance. And then they go, they collect the honey, they bring it, store it. But sometimes that queen, she decides to leave that place. So she just come out of that and she goes away, and all the bees, they just follow her. They abandon this honeycomb. Those who keep those honey, they do it themselves, they keep that queen bee properly locked and key. But sometimes she escapes, and all these bees, they escape along with her. पूरी झुंड की झुंड चली जाती है. And wherever she settles, then all of them, they settle there. Similarly, this prana, if the prana leaves, it takes everything with it. Therefore, when we say that, oh, is prana chale gaye. So when prana goes, he takes the mind, the intellect, the senses, the chitta, ahankar. Only the body is left behind. Sthula, Pancha Mahabhut is left behind. Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi, ये 5 देवता को छोड़ के चले जाते. Before they know, everyone has disappeared. They get up and say, अरे कहाँ गए सब? चले गए. It's quite interesting. So, therefore, in Gita, Bhagavan says this body is like a dress. We just remove it and wear new one. So, sarva eva utkramante tasmin pratishthamane sarva eva pratishtante. So, when that honey, that queen bee remains at one place, everyone stays there. Evam vang mana chakshu shrotram cha. And thus, Also, the Vang, Mana, Chakshu, the speech, the mind, the speech, the eye, the ear, and the rest of them, all of them, they remain when the prana remains, and they depart along with the pranas. So all of them understood. And when they understood, te pritaha pranam stuvanti. All this rest of them, rest of the devatas, they were pleased, and being pleased, they praise this prana. They sing a hymn in the name of this prana. So the following mantras are the beautiful mantras. The glory of this prana is revealed in these mantras. We will see them tomorrow. पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ